Hey guys, Justin Brock here again, back with another video, and today I'm going to go over how to overcome insurance sales objections, how to overcome objections with an insurance sale. So going through some of the steps that we normally take, first thing I want to let you know is that it doesn't always matter what your rebuttal is as much as it matters that you have one. So saying something is better than nothing. Sometimes an objection from a client is what they think they're supposed to do. It's what they feel like they're supposed to do. I'm supposed to object so that I don't have to do this right now, so that I don't have to make a decision right now, so that I can prolong this decision-making process and kind of just kick that can down the road. People love to kick the can down the road, not pull the trigger, not secure the risk aversion that you're trying to get them to close on. So when you're thinking about an objection, think about how you would want to be talked to through that objection. Another thing that's important to understand is that sometimes the objection, when they think it's the next step in the process, is because they don't know how to close themselves. They don't know how to proceed through the application. Okay, it's easy to think that everybody out there is saying, all right, well, fill out the application, let's go. Some they don't even know what the process is like to finalize this and get insurance. Okay, some of them think it's much easier than it is. Some of them think that it's much harder than it is. Okay, so the first thing that you should know before you're getting into how to overcome objections is that you have to ask for the sale. Many of you are getting objections before you've even asked for the sale. Okay, and so the fourth step is going to talk about how to get away from getting those objections. But first thing I'll go over is the three things that you do when you actually get an objection. One is agree with the prospect. You never want to come at them from an argumentative standpoint where you're trying to turn them off and and take that position of their adversary in this argument. So we want to find some agreeable ground and begin to talk to them from that position. Be a human, continue to be real, but be persistent. So you want to have the perfect amount of persistence and logic in how you approach talking to somebody. Imagine you're trying to get someone to do anything that you need them to do. You're on the side of the road and somebody pulls over and asks you if you need any help, and you're trying to get them to agree to go and get you some gas from down the road in the gas station. The way that you would, navigate that conversation would not be by being a jerk or being pushy or anything like that. It would be about convincing them that you're someone that should be helped in that way and that it's in their best interest to do that, right? From a humanity standpoint, they should do that. Whatever that position is, you should definitely have a way to talk to them that gets them to agree with you. So look at a sales the same way. I'm trying to get them to agree to do something that I want them to do. Okay? Now that does result in buying a product or a service, but with insurance, there's always some risk that we're trying to avert. So focus on that. Agree with the prospect, and then just keep talking. You don't want to ever stop, sit, and look like you don't know what's next. You always want to give the projection that you're in control of the conversation, and that you've heard this objection before, and that you understand that sentiment, and that you actually agree with them on that sentiment, and that is something that is a definite pain point. So you keep talking, and then you're going to reiterate some of these other pain points. To get back to this, these pain points of not having this coverage are greater than the objection that you have right now, whatever that objection may be. Now, learning common objections to avoid earlier in a presentation is step 4, because as you make your way through steps 1 through 3 over and over and over again, you're addressing the same objections. So if you can figure out ways to cut that off or head that off at the pass earlier on by integrating it into your conversation or your pitch or your early onset talk about the product, you can head off some of those objections before you ever get them, and they don't really have anything to say. So then their objection has to eventually become to, I just don't want to buy it. And that's just not a natural objection for people. It's not something they want to say. So if you can get through these legitimate objections earlier before you even have that conversation, and when you ask for the sale they have nothing to say, then you can just tell them, what exactly is your objection? What exactly is keeping you from doing this? And so a lot of people tell me too, early in the conversation, that it's really good to go ahead and set up, the pre-close where you're saying, if I could do this for you at X amount of price, would you pull the trigger on that? Then you get in your presentation, show them that you can, They've already agreed to do it. So when you close, it should just be solidifying something they've already agreed to. There's a lot of concepts there where you're talking about pre-closes, agreeing with the clients, addressing objections before they even come up. And these are all things that we'd like to get into in our sales course within Go Guru University, more in depth into each one. So please make sure that if you're not in Go Guru University, that you're checking that out as we're posting content on there all the time. Now, please subscribe to our channel, because we're going to be putting out a lot of content here for free that is extremely helpful to other people. And if you subscribe and you hit the bell where you get notifications, you'll be notified when we put it up. It's likely that if you're like me, you have a kid or something that's already subscribing to a bunch of crazy stuff, at least every now and then one of your notifications won't be about some Tinkerbell video, but will actually be about something that's relevant to you. So we want to put out relevant content. In the comments, you can tell us what content you believe would be relevant to your practice and what would help you help more people. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time.